So, John, I know there's a lot of different levels to raise money. Can you talk about them a little bit more?
Sure. So in the very beginning, when you're just getting out of the gate and you've created this really cool product or your company, and you've done kind of a beta test on it, and the universe, people out there besides you, are telling you, hey, you've got something. This is really cool. You can sell this. You can make some money. At that stage, you want to go out, and it's typically your friends and family round. And what that means is exactly what that is, a friends and family round. You go out and you ask to get money from your family and your friends. It could be, and that's usually the least amount of money you need to get started. It could be 20,000 you're raising, or 30 or 40,000 you're raising, and you do everything you can to get your company going, such as you'll take out a line of credit on your credit card. You may have to refinance your own house to take some cash out to bootstrap and get your company going. You know, one of the things investors always ask, are you pregnant? That's a term they say, are you pregnant, which means, are you invested in the company yourself? Did you take money out of your own pocket and put it in the deal? And that's really important. That'll come up. A lot of investors will ask that question. So in the friends, why? Because it's a commitment. Not only did you start the company and it's your idea, they want to make sure that you're invested. They want to make sure you're pregnant. That's where that comes from in that context. And then so friends and family could be where you need money for a corporate attorney, because you're going to have legal matters, you're going to have documents, you're going to have agreements written up. So one of the first places you spend money is on attorneys. And if you're raising, depending on how you're raising money, it's not only going to be corporate counsel, but you're also going to have to go to an SEC attorney, a Securities and Exchange Commission attorney, who understands the SEC rules and laws, who writes up those documents. So like when I invest in your company, they have to have a document. They have to have an investor questionnaire. Sometimes it's a prospectus. It's all the proper disclosures and disclaimers that the SEC puts out when you're raising money and you're taking money into a private company. So friends and family round covers your getting started money. Attorneys, legal fees. You may have to go to a CPA to get some sort of financial modeling put in place. That's going to cost some money. And then you should hire a company like me to consult you and walk you through this whole process. So that's going to cost a little bit of money. And some of the consultants out there can be really expensive. We don't feel we're that expensive. We like to walk with the company before we run. And we also, my company, TSG, we're in a position where we can not only take fees for our consulting fees, but if it's a company we think it really has potential, we'll take some of our consulting fees in equity. We'll take stock. So that helps out in the very beginning. So friends and family is your first round. The second round then typically is what is called seed capital, or your startup money. And you'll go to larger investor groups. You may end up being in front of them doing a presentation in front of what are called boutique investment companies. They're smaller companies, but you got to watch out for those smaller companies, because they'll charge you a fee before they give you your money. So those things you got to watch out for. And then you get your company going, you've got all the legal papers, you're going down the path, and you're out there, and now you need to raise some bigger money, and that's called a Series A round. Your Series A round can be a large amount of money, and that's when you're going to the investment firms. And then Series B, and then so on. And then the other thing is you want to look at, again, is your forecasting and your financial modeling. It's called reverse engineering. Before you start your company, what is in your head about your company? Do you always want to stay private, or do you want to go public sometime? Are you building your company to do an initial public offering and go out and raise some really big money in the public market on the stock exchanges? Or are you going to be in a position where you could be a roll-up, where a company can come along and say, hey, we like what you invented. We have a bigger company over here. We'd like to acquire your company and roll you up into our company. And that's a big payday for investors.
That's true.
Either of those are paydays. So those are the levels of financing you have to look at.
Would the investor ask this question too, about your bigger goals, basically?
Oh yeah, that's a really great question. That will be in your business plan at the very end. It's called a section called Investor Exit or Investor Horizon. And what that speaks to is, here's what we're thinking how you're going to get your money out. Because let's say you come to my company and I need 100,000, you write me a check for 100,000. As you hand me the check, you're going to go, how do I get my money back?
For sure.
Right? And when do I get my money back? And how much do I get back? Right? Am I going to make money, or just going to give me my money back after 5 years? Right? In a perfect world, you want to be able to give the person $100,000 in 3, 4, 5 years, whatever the investor horizon is, how it's identified. You want to make sure you get your original 100,000 back, plus.
Accumulated.
Yeah, you want to get, put on 100. So the conversation a private investor is going to have with the business owner is, hey, Kate, if I give you 100,000 today, and you say there's an exit strategy in 5 years, am I looking at 5x my money, 6 times my money? That's a conversation they're gonna have.
I have another question.
Yes.
What is the good percentage? What the percentage you see that investor takes? As part of the company?
That is all over the map. It depends on what kind of industry it is, whether it's fintech, telecom, manufacturing, agriculture. It just depends on the kind of company. But there's some average formulas for that, but that's hard to answer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much, John. That
You're
was
welcome.
a really interesting question.
You're welcome. Thank you.